It is my honor to sit down with the man from Scranton who made good. Please welcome the next President of the United States, Joseph R. Biden. Sir, thanks so much for sitting down with me today.
Well, thanks. I always enjoy being with you. Thank you for making a trip down to Wilmington, Delaware.
It's always nice talking to you, too. I've had the opportunity, and I've enjoyed talking to you on camera and off several times over the last 10 years now, the first time I interviewed you. But now you have a new job. You are about to be the most powerful person in the world. And my job to talk about what's going on in the world. What is President Biden going to put into the world?
Hopefully, we're going to, when I ran, I said, Stephen, really early on, that the next president is going to inherit two things: a nation divided and a world in disarray. And in the world at large, we've got to say America's back. America's back. We keep our commitments to our allies. We know the difference between our adversaries and our friends. The Americans, so I've calls from 25, 26 world leaders, America's back, number one. Number two, I think the nation, and I don't think I'm kidding myself, I got criticized in the beginning for saying this, I think the nation is looking for us to be united, much more united. We don't have to have this politics has become so sort of dirty and vicious and personal and mean, and clenched fist instead of an open hand. And I think people are looking for us to come together.
When we spoke in May, I asked you if you were going to beat this guy, I believe is how I put it. And you said, yes, I am. And it's beginning to look pretty good for you. The odds are pretty good that you're going to beat him at this point. Do you take it personally at all, the Republicans who haven't acknowledged your win?
No, look, they're in a tough spot. I know everybody says, well, they should just step up. How can I say this? A number of them sent messages to me 4 weeks ago. Give me time, Joe. Give me some time. It's fine by me. It's fine by me. We won. We won Georgia 3 times. No, but all kidding aside, look, it's a tough spot.
But you understand the spot they're in?
I do.
But because you understand it, you also have to understand how futile the spot is for them to resist the reality of the electoral college. Lindsey Graham, a friend of yours, he has said things about you nicer than anything has been said about me. I wish somebody would say the things about me that Lindsey Graham said about you. Do you think you guys can patch it up and work together?
Lindsey's been a personal disappointment because I was a personal friend of his. But look, I don't think, I think I can work with the Republican leadership in the House and the Senate. I think we can get things done. And I think once this president is no longer in office, I think you're going to see his impact on the body politic fade. And a lot of these Republicans are going to feel they have much more room to run and cooperate.
The first time you and I ever spoke together was on the old show. And it was in 2010. And I asked you a question in character, but it left a real impression on me what your answer was.
The administration has got some critique, some criticism from me and my conservative friends that you have not given enough credit to President Bush. Would you like to take this opportunity right now to look over there and say, thank you?
Mr. President, thank you. You've honored these guys, you've honored these women, you've honored these troops, and I've known you your entire 8 years as president. I've never known a time when you didn't care about what happened. We disagreed on policy, but you deserve a lot of credit, Mr. President.
Mr. President, I never disagreed with your policy.
Well, the thing I liked about that is that regardless of the difference of policy, and this is part of your bipartisan spirit, you were willing to recognize a core duty of the president that you believe the President Bush had taken and executed responsibly. And I admired that, your willingness to do that without hesitation. Is there anything about your predecessor, the current president, that you could thank him for sincerely?
Well, the answer is there are some things. I think what he's done getting the vaccine moving has been positive. But by and large, he has been a president who's decided that the way he succeeds is by dividing us.
Well, I want to talk about the present crisis, the COVID-19 crisis. You've said in your first 100 days you want to see 100 million Americans inoculated.
100 million inoculations, that's 50 million Americans.
Okay, 50 million Americans, 100 million inoculations in the first 100 days. I follow this stuff as closely as I can. I don't actually know how that's going to be achieved. I don't know the process. I'm willing to wait my turn, but hand to God, I don't know what the plan is.
Well,
do you know what the plan is?
I know the plan I want. I know the plan I'm learning about. It's a big difference. My argument from the beginning has been here. It's one thing to get the vaccine delivered to X number of spots around the country. It's a very different thing to get the vaccine out of that tube into a syringe into somebody's arm. The vaccination, that is a monumental task, and it's probably the single most significant effort that takes place in the United States to distribute something around the world, around the country. And so it's going to take a lot more than we have now. That's why I'm praying that the House passes at least, the House and Senate, before the recess now, pass that $900 billion proposal. We're going to need more. We're going to need more vaccine. We're going to need more money. We're going to need more to be able to get this distributed. But it's underway, and I believe we can get I think we can get 100 million vaccinations taking place. And some of the vaccinations, require 2 different shots, 2 different times.
I know.
And one of the things I'm pleading with the president to do now is order more of it. We stepped off the world stage. We walked away from the World Health Organization. We decided we weren't going to cooperate with any other nations in this and participate. That's a big mistake. Walls can't stop the virus.
I know you've heard from world leaders. I understand that Vladimir Putin sent you a telegram, which I didn't know you could still do. But what did it say? Can you share that with us?
The answer is yes. It basically said, congratulations, acknowledging I won. But there wasn't much beyond that.
What happens to our relationship with Russia? There has been essentially patty cake with Russia for the last 4 years, regardless of the fact that we knew that they attacked our election. And we've just found out for the last 8 months at least, they've been setting up base camp in both economic, financial, and national security organizations in the United States. How do you make sure they don't do this again? What is the message? How do you send that message of a brushback pitch to the Russians?
I've sent the message. They'll be held accountable. They'll be held accountable.
Can you give us a appetizer of what that accountability might be?
Individuals as well as entities will be fined. There's financial repercussions for what they did, ability to access a lot, and we have to invest a lot more money in cyber. We have to invest a lot more money in dealing with the ability to respond, as well as the ability to be more protect both private and public entities. And we haven't made that commitment. We will under my administration.
Well, sir, as nice as it is to talk to you, I'm sure you're aware you're just the opening act.
I do know that.
And when we return, we will get to the headliner, Dr. Jill Biden.
I fully appreciate that.
A Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance. Visit Progressive.